What is the primary purpose of the startup class in an ASP.NET Core Web API application? A. To handle HTTP requests and responses. B. To configure services and the application's request pipeline. C. To manage database connections and migrations. D. To define routing patterns for API endpoints. 2. Which method in the startup class is used to add services to the dependency injection container? A. Configure. B. Configure services. C. Add services. D. Register services. 3. What is the default port number for an ASP.NET Core Web API application when running locally? A. 3000. B. 8080. C. 5000. D. 80. 4. Which attribute is used to mark a class as an API controller in ASP.NET Core? A. Controller. B. API controller. C. D. REST controller. What HTTP verb is typically used to retrieve data from a web API? A. Post. B. Put. C. Get. D. Delete. Which of the following methods is used to return a 200 OK response with data in a controller action? A. Bad request. B. Not found. C. OK. D. Created. What is the purpose of model binding in ASP.NET Core Web API? A. To convert HTTP request data into strongly typed objects. B. To validate user authentication credentials. C. To map database entities to view models. D. To bind static files to the application. 8. Which attribute is used to bind data from the request body to a parameter in a controller action? A. From query. B. From route. C. From body. D. From header. 9. What is the recommended approach for handling versioning in ASP.NET Core Web API? A. Creating separate projects for each version. B. Using query string parameters or URL path segments. C. Modifying the controller names for each version. D. Using different port numbers for each version. 10. Which middleware is responsible for routing requests to the appropriate controller actions? A. Authentication middleware. B. Routing middleware. C. Authorization middleware. D. Exception handling middleware. What is the purpose of dependency injection in ASP.NET Core Web API? A. To reduce application size and improve performance. B. To provide loose coupling and easier testing of components. C. To encrypt sensitive data in the application. D. To manage database transactions automatically. 12. Which interface must be implemented to create a custom middleware in ASP.NET Core? A. middleware. B. iHashTP middleware. C. iRequest handler. D. iApplication middleware. 13. What is the default JSON serialization library used in ASP.NET Core 3.0 and later? A. Newtonsoft.json. B. System text JSON. C. Data contract JSON serializer. D. JavaScript serializer. 14. Which HTTP status code should be returned when a resource is successfully created? A. 200. B. 201. C. 204. D. 202. 15. What is the purpose of the route attribute in ASP.NET Core Web API? A. To enable cores for the controller. B. To define the URL pattern for accessing controller actions. C. To specify authentication requirements. D. To configure caching behavior. 16. Which method is used to configure the HTTP request pipeline in the startup class? A. Configure services. B. Configure. C. Configure pipeline. D. Configure app. 17. What is the correct way to implement pagination in a web API endpoint? A. Return all data and let the client filter it. E. Use query parameters for page number and page size. C. Create separate endpoints for each page. D. Store page state in session variables. 18. Which of the following is the correct approach for handling exceptions globally in ASP.NET Core Web API? A. Using try-catch blocks in every controller action. B. Implementing custom exception middleware. C. Relying on default error pages. D. Logging errors without handling them. 19. What is the purpose of data transfer objects in Web API development? A. To directly expose database entities to clients. B. To shape data specifically for API responses and decouple internal models. C. To store temporary data during request processing. D. To manage database migrations. 20. Which authentication scheme is commonly used for securing web APIs with token-based authentication? A. Cookie authentication. B. Windows authentication. C. JWT bearer authentication. D. Basic authentication. What is the role of the iAction result interface in controller actions? A. To define database operations. B. To provide a flexible return type for action methods. C. To validate request data. D. To manage application logging. 22. Which HTTP verb should be used to update an entire resource in a RESTful API? A. Post. B. Patch. C. Put. D. Update. What is the purpose of model validation in ASP.NET Core Web API? A. To check if the database is available. B. To ensure incoming data meets defined business rules and constraints. C. To authenticate users. D. To optimize database queries. 24. Which attribute can be used to specify that a parameter should come from the URL route? A. From body. B. From query. C. From route. D. From form. 25. What is content negotiation in the context of web APIs? A. The process of securing API endpoints. B. The mechanism for selecting the best response format based on client preferences. C. The method for compressing response data. D. The technique for caching API responses. 26. Which method should be called to enable cores in an ASP.NET Core Web API? A. App.useAuthentication. B. App.useCores. C. App.useAuthorization. D. App.useRouting. 27. What is the purpose of action filters in ASP.NET Core Web API? A. To filter database query results. B. To execute code before or after action method execution. C. To validate user permissions. D. To compress response data. 28. Which status code indicates that the request was successful, but there is no content to return? A200, 201, C2R, 304. 29. What is the recommended way to handle file uploads in ASP.NET Core Web API? A. Using byte arrays in the request body. B. Using the iForm file interface with multi-part form data. C. Converting files to base 64 strings. D. Storing files directly in the database? Which attribute is used to ignore a property during model binding and JSON serialization? A. Exclude. B. Ignore. C. JSON ignore. D. Hidden. 31. What is the purpose of response caching in web APIs? A. To store user session data. B. To improve performance by storing and reusing responses. C. To validate request data. D. To manage database connections. 32. Which of the following is used to document API endpoints automatically in ASP.NET Core? A. XML comments only. B. Swagger or OpenAPI specifications. Plain text files. Database documentation. 41. What is the purpose of the problem details specification in ASP.NET Core Web API error handling? A. To encrypt error messages for security purposes. B. To provide a standardized format for returning error information to clients. C. To log errors to the database automatically. D. To prevent stack traces from being exposed. 42. Which method is used to enable static file serving in an ASP.NET Core Web API application? Use static files. Enable static files. Add static files. Defigure static files. 35. What is the purpose of async and await keywords in Web API controller actions? A. To improve security. B. To enable asynchronous operations and prevent thread blocking. To validate data. D. To manage transactions. 36. What is the recommended approach for implementing API key authentication in ASP.NET Core Web API? A. Storing API keys in the request body. B. Using custom authentication middleware or handlers to validate keys from headers. C. Embedding API keys in the URL path. D. Storing API keys in cookies only.